morning, everyone. This is Fran. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I woke up craving biscuits and gravy. And now I have 1 pound of just mild sausage. You can use hot if you like, but we're going to use mild. I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Get it all cooked up. We're going to cook it like ground beef. Just kind of break it apart with my fingers. I have a little masher. Just going to mash it up. I'm using my electric frying pan. So just going to mash it up. When I was in the military, I had never had sausage, biscuits, and gravy ever. And they called it SOS. And when I tried it, at first I didn't like it. And then the longer I stayed in the military, the more I loved it. So it kind of grew on me. Now I love it. But I only eat it once in a while. I think our taste buds change as we get older. Okay, we're going to let this get soft and brown. We don't want it like hard. We don't want any red in it, but we don't want it hard either. We're just going to cook more in the gravy. Now we have appointments today, yard work. We have so much to do today. So I thought, well, you know what? We're going to eat a heavy breakfast, no lunch, and we're going to have dessert tonight. This smells really good. Now we're going to take a paper towel and we're going to soak up all this grease. Some of the grease, look at all that. We do want some of it to make our gravy. Okay, I have about a half a cup of self-rising flour. We're just going to sprinkle over it. We're making our gravy. Just going to sprinkle it right over the sausage. Then start stirring it around. This is so simple. Okay, I don't see any more flour. We're going to let it cook for about 1 minute. And then we're going to start adding the goodies. My oven's ready. Okay, we're going to add 1 cup right now of cold milk. We're going to scrape off the little bits off the bottom of the pan. It makes a delicious gravy. And this is basically what it is, gravy, sausage gravy. And this is getting really thick and gooey. That's what we want. Okay, now we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of salted butter. And I'm just using what I had left in my little package. That's about 2 tablespoons. So you can use whatever you have. I'm going to stir that around. Because we don't want this too salty. It's hard to go back. And now we're going to add another cup of whole milk. This is a very heavy gravy, but it is so good. And now we're going to make and after this we're going to make some scrambled eggs. And we're going to make us up some biscuits. So we're going to do the whole casserole dish thing. The reason I'm doing a casserole is because I want to have some for tomorrow. We have a really busy day tomorrow. I have to be out of town tomorrow. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to have this as leftovers. And if it's in a casserole, it's so much easier for my family to heat up. we're just letting this kind of blend together. I like to stay and stir. That is entirely up to you, but I don't want all this goodness to be scorched on the bottom. Now we're going to add 2 more cups of whole milk. And that's it. We're going to let it simmer. We're going to add some pepper. So now we're going to add our salt and pepper. About a teaspoon of salt. And a teaspoon of black pepper. I like a lot of pepper, and I think it really makes the biscuits and gravy. That smell just came right out. It reminds me of early morning, this reminds me of waking up and going to the chow hall early in the morning. I was in the Air Force, and this is what it reminds me of. Sometimes we just get a little nostalgia. Okay, so we're going to let this simmer till our biscuits are done. Put up our milk, straighten up, and let's get on those delicious biscuits. Now I'm going to turn it down to about 250. Great idea. This biscuit recipe is so easy and so good. And it's my favorite biscuit recipe. And since I'm going to all the work of making this sausage gravy, so we're going to be making a 3-ingredient biscuit. So we will need 2 cups of self-rising flour, 2 cups of sour cream, and I am using white Lilly flour. You can use any kind of self-rising. And then 1 stick of butter, and we're going to cube it up before we put it in there. And this is salted butter. But to me, this just makes the best biscuit. So we're just going to kind of like slice it up into little slices. Doesn't have to be perfect. So we do want this cold. This is cold butter. Cold sour cream. You also put your flour in the refrigerator, and you know, it just makes the biscuits burst when they hit the oven. We're going to put these in the refrigerator after we get them made for about 15 minutes, just so they have time enough to chill. I'm just going to kind of give it a good mix, kind of stir it up some before we get it. Before I use my hands, I'm going to kind of stir it up and get it, you know, a little bit mixed together. And this is a great company recipe. This is next level to me. This is like at the Ritz. This is better than going to the Ritz, having sausage, biscuits, and gravy. Which I've not eaten at the Ritz, so it's just an idea. High end. So I'm going to kind of flour my hands a little bit, and I'm going in. Kind of get it all together. Here are my bracelets. Now you can add some cheese or whatever you want to these biscuits. So easy to make a biscuit, and it used to be so hard. I tried for years to make a good biscuit, and I'll be honest, it just wasn't coming naturally. And then one day I got determined, and I really wanted a biscuit, and I really wanted to know how to make a really good one. And as I've said before, my step-grandmother made the best biscuits I've ever eaten. Now you can make these thin or thick, whichever you like. We're just gonna, we floured our board here, poured it out, and just keep mixing it. Keep kneading it, I should say. And I have to say, I probably make one of the best biscuits I've ever had now. I'm sure there are some that are just amazing, but I really like my biscuits. It is cold too. This is really cold. I do not keep my flour in the refrigerator, but you can. But I'm gonna put these right back in for about 10 minutes. Or no, I'm gonna put them in for 15 minutes. While my gravy's cooking and coming together. I might add a couple more things to my gravy in a few minutes. But I didn't want to add it right now. We're going to add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce and a little bit of mustard. And that gravy's going to pop. So we're going to pop it right back into the same bowl. I'm going to put some plastic over it and get it in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to prep our scrambled eggs that we're going to put in this casserole, and this makes it so good. I just love scrambled eggs, and this just takes it to the next level. So let's get out our eggs and a bowl. Okay, now we are going to add just a little bit of pepper, probably about a fourth of a teaspoon, maybe about a half of a teaspoon. Now we just added our pepper, and now we're gonna add probably about a half a teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna use our 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're gonna go ahead and just kind of break it up into little tiny pieces. You can also grate it, but no need, it's gonna melt. We're doing this while our biscuits are getting cold. They're almost ready to roll. I've got a little whisk, and I'm just gonna whisk these around. Make sure you whisk them kind of good. Now we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of heavy cream. And just whisk. And that is it. Okay, we're going to set these to the side. So now we have our cold biscuit dough, which has been in the fridge for about 15 minutes. Okay, so we floured our surface. We're going to get out our biscuits. Oh, it feels so good. You'll just know, once you get used to making biscuits, you'll just know the way it should feel. And it's not sticking to my hands. Okay, so we're going to get out our rolling pin. And I need to flour it. Yes, this is a messy recipe, I guess you could say. And I probably should have on an apron. But it's so worth it. Sometimes you just need to treat yourself to a little luxury and really kind of go all out. Okay, we're going to fold, and I'm going to roll. We don't want to You know, we want a soft, tender biscuit, so we don't want to roll real heavy. And the more you fold it, the more layers you'll get. We're going to fold it over 3 times that time. Kind of just go right back in. You can see the big chunks of butter in there. So this is going to be our last time rolling it out. I'm excited. This is like birthday. This is like your birthday breakfast. This is like waiting for your birthday cake as a kid. That's the way I feel. And you can do this on a Saturday morning, a Sunday morning. Just kind of get it kind of even. And I always kind of just tuck mine in like that. Now I need my biscuit cutter. I forgot my biscuit cutter. I got my biscuit pan and my biscuit cutter, but I need to grease this pan. I have just a little bit of shortening left in my shortening jar. I always keep a little bit of shortening in here. And we're just gonna kind of go over our pan a little bit because we don't want our biscuits to stick. My step-grandmother used lard. And I'm going to make some lard biscuits one day, but I think I'll get my heart checked out before I do that. Just joking, just joking. Okay. Just going to set it right there. Take my biscuit cutter, and I've still got greasy fingers. Kind of pull it around there. And I've dipped my perfect size. I'd say about an inch thick. And you know what? I told you guys wrong. It is $4.50 on these biscuits. I don't know what I'm thinking, $3.25. What's wrong with me? I don't know. Let me turn that oven up to $4.50. I can't believe I did that. Okay. I'm just going to fold this. Kind of roll it out a little bit. I'm making sausage biscuits and gravy before you go.
Oh gosh, is it ready?
No. Okay, so we went ahead and we got out those. We got those. I always seem to have 13 biscuits. It's just the way it goes. That's a baker's dozen. Okay, we'll go ahead and roll this out and get 2 more. Okay, we'll scoop some up. got my biscuits. I got 13 on here. My oven is finished preheating. I can't believe I did that. I'm gonna put these back in the refrigerator till that oven dings, and then we're gonna put these right in, and then we're gonna put these right in the oven, and they are gonna be so good. I'm so excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas. And now I am getting out my casserole dish. We're probably gonna have some biscuits. Let me let my dog out. We're probably going to have some biscuits left over for biscuits and jelly, which is another one of my favorites. But we're going to use just a small 9x9 glass casserole dish. And we're probably going to use about 8 biscuits with the scrambled eggs, the biscuits, and the gravy. And the rest will go for biscuits and jelly, or biscuits and chocolate, or just plain by itself. They're that good. So, okay. Let's get to those. I don't think that oven is ever going to preheat 450. How could I forget that? I should know that you only cook a biscuit at 425 or to 450. But my oven needs 450 because it loses something in there. So, I don't know. But 450 is for my oven. And if your oven cooks a little too fast, you might want to go to 425, but that is entirely up to you. You know your oven better than I do. So I use mine at 450. My oven is finally preheated to 450 degrees. Now let's get on those scrambled eggs. Okay, we are going to kind of grease our pan with a little bit of Crisco shortening. I like Crisco, but whatever you have is fine. It's not really going to matter. Okay, and we're going to pour our eggs right in. And we're going to pop this into a 450 degree oven, and we're going to scramble them in between the cooking. So they will be scrambled eggs. I like a fluffy egg. When I bite into this, I don't want a hard, crunchy egg. So these are going to be soft. And then we're going to put the biscuits and gravy right over it and sprinkle cheese on it, and it will finish up in the oven. It will be so good. All right, so let's get this into that 450 degree oven. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know if you like sausage biscuits and gravy, or what recipe that you really feel like you achieve highly at making. Because my eggs are cooked at such a high temperature, I'm going to take them out and we're going to stir them up so they won't get tough. That's the way I like to do it. Maybe a lot more work, but I'm in here anyway, and I just think it makes a great egg. So simple, simple, simple. Just told my husband what I'm cooking, and he thought I was in here making a cake. And I told him that I was making biscuits and gravy, and he was coming here like 4 or 5 times to say, is it ready? Is it ready? Is it ready? He's like a kid at Christmas. I'm telling you, this is that good. You will love it. So I can't rush those biscuits. My problem is I'm going to want to eat those scrambled eggs before I get them into my casserole. It doesn't really take that long. It's just a little time consuming. And if I was not videotaping, I would have it boom, boom, boom. But you know, when you have to move the camera around and get each ingredient out, it kind of like, it slows you down, but it's so worth it, y'all. It's so worth it. Take a Saturday morning and blow your family's mind. Oh yeah, these biscuits have to stay in for 20 minutes. It is a torture. Okay, let's get our biscuits out of the oven. You know I don't like mine too dark. Oh my gosh, these are perfect. Look at the color. They're just gorgeous. Perfect undercolor, not burnt. Perfect biscuit. Now, let's get to assembling so we can eat. Okay, we have our scrambled eggs. They look so good. We're just going to kind of make sure that the bottom is, they're off the bottom and they're not brown or burnt. They are still warm and soft and moist. We're going to put just a little bit of this delicious sausage gravy on top of, just like that. Kind of layer it a little bit. Now we're going to take our biscuit, and they are very hot. We're going to take them. We're going to layer them right in the casserole dish. Okay. We're going to layer our, so that was 9 biscuits. We're going to have 4 left over. Just going to keep layering. And we're only going to add a 1/2 cup of sharp cheddar cheese. I don't like a lot of cheese on mine. I really want the biscuits and gravy to come through in the scrambled eggs. But a little bit of cheese just kind of gives a little bit of, just kind of binds it all together and gives it a great look and a great taste. But we don't want too much. I'm going to take this and stick it back in the oven for less than 5 minutes, because all we want now, this is piping hot, and all we want is that cheese to melt on top, and we're done. We can eat. And I had 4 biscuits left over. You know that's going to be for biscuits and jelly. Oh yeah. And if you have some fresh fruit and whipped cream, if you want to do that, make you a little scone. Yeah, they are good. But these biscuits, I just got to show you my biscuits. Look at these biscuits. When you pull them open, oh, they're so hot. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. That's good. It took 20 minutes. I also have a cup of the sausage biscuits and gravy, and I'm going to freeze it. And it'd be great for another breakfast. So you can make a pan biscuit, or you can have some leftover biscuits and use it for that. But the sausage and gravy just is perfect. Just stick it in your freezer, let it cool, stick it in the freezer, and you have another another meal for a couple people. You know, maybe a lunch one day, maybe you're starving or you're gonna work out in the yard. This would be like dessert to me, but yeah, we have about a cup left, and you can even add some more onto your casserole, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna save that, and we're gonna save these 4 biscuits. We're gonna use the good china today. Biscuits and gravy, that's the king's breakfast. This is the sausage, biscuits, and gravy casserole with scrambled eggs on the bottom. Oh, we're gonna dig right in. We are going to get out our biscuits and gravy. So this is our biscuits and gravy with scrambled eggs casserole. We're gonna get a little bit of all of it. Look at that. It's hot. This is Christmas. Oh my gosh. You have to make this. This is the best dish I make, honestly, besides pound cake. But there's just nothing better. Take your time, make it, Taste it, eat it, enjoy it.